Welcome everyone to JackSmith. Do you remember those games you'd play as a kid? They'd be so much fun, and you'd play them for like maybe 30 minutes every time, and then you'd like quit, but you never had the consistency and the discipline or the time or even just like the want to finish the game. That's what JackSmith was for me. Growing up, all the kids in my family, well, except the younger two, all the old based ones, me and my two older siblings, we always played JackSmith growing up. But we never had the discipline to get through the game. So we'd always start a game, and then like a couple rounds in, we'd just quit, and we wouldn't get very far. But today, I've decided to fully beat the game. So JackSmith is basically a game where you play as that guy in the back there, that little goat-looking dude, and you forge weapons for soldiers to go fight this evil army. This evil army, though, is run by some dude named Dudley. That was in the intro that I skipped. I always skip this game when I played it. I had no clue of the lore until I beat it. But basically, you just forge the weapons for these guys to go fight the army. And each weapon, right now I only have swords unlocked, but each weapon will have a different method on how you're supposed to craft it. So as you saw before, you smelt the ore, then for swords you sharpen them, and then you drop the handle on, which looks really easy, but is probably the biggest pain in the ass in the game, because if you're not straight on the line a little bit, it gives you like good and whatnot, like good, great, amazing, perfect. Those are all like they show you how good you're doing on building the weapons. Like this part, the forging actually and pouring, is the easiest part of the game. It's almost impossible not to get 100% as long as you have somewhat of a brain. But the handle is such a pain in the ass. But yeah, you fight this guy named Dudley. He's some magical rat who captured a princess. And the king, the princess's father, has a bounty put on Dudley's head, where if you can beat him and save the princess, you get a bunch of money. So we were broke. We were just some broke loser who was good with a hammer. So we decided to start forging weapons for the royal army to go save this girl and try to win back a shit ton of money. So this is the first day, obviously, getting you guys introduced to the game if you've never played it, which I assume a lot of you guys haven't, because it was a pretty niche game. Where I would play it was this website called onemorelevel.com, back when Flash was a thing. Oh my god, the good old days. Ugh, it was so good. One More Level had so many different games, and they were all so easy to play because of Flash. But nowadays, that has been banished to the Shadow Realm, like all good things. So I have to just go play on random websites, but I'm glad I still can. I'm trying to think of like different games I used to play on there. There was like the Cover Orange games, stuff like that. But JackSmith was the one I thought of first, so it's the one I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go beat that game, because I've never known the lore. But so once you finish forging all the weapons like I just did, we get into the battle, I guess, phase, where all your guys go to war, and they run over and fight all the guys and whatnot. And every time they hit them, they drop these gems, which you can trade and like exchange for stuff later on, and like ores and handles and different poles and whatnot. All with like different attributes and deal different damage to different like mobs, because each enemy, once you get further into the game, will have a specific like type. Like in Pokemon, how water and like fire is good against that. Not fire. Leaf is good against water. Sorry. I have Pokemon in my freaking picture. I should be better at it. But later on, like different colored handles will become useful. And as you can see in the bottom left there, my sword's durability, once those break, that's when my guys die. So this was the first day. But yeah, that's the main concept of the game, and it gets very repetitive. As you can see, I unlocked a simple bow. That's how you gain stuff. You go along this map, and each time you like defeat like one wave of enemies or whatever, you move further along the map, and as you can see, there were like checkpoints where you unlock stuff. This time I unlocked that bow, which means now, once we get into the forging stage, I'll be able to craft this bow. But here you can see there's specific like combinations of different grips and arrows and stuff you can do to get bonuses to all your guys. I don't use that at all this whole playthrough. I just couldn't be bothered, especially by the end. I did not care. But crafting the bow starts the same as the sword. You smelt down the ore, obviously. then you pour it into its mold. This part is so much so the easiest of the game. It's really hard to screw this up. Once it's poured, the difference here is you're not sharpening a bow, because you obviously don't do that. You have to stretch it. And eventually I did find a good method for stretching bows. You want to stretch it right to that third dot on the left, and then just stretch the right out as far as it could go. But right here, I didn't know that, and this stretching isn't the most perfect job, but whatever. And then you go to the arrows, where you just have to drag and drop the arrow tips, like we had to do for the sword handle, but for the arrow, for the arrows of the bow. And then you're done. That's how you make a bow. And since this is really boring, we're gonna start skipping around a little bit. I lost that battle very clearly. Don't worry about that. It was embarrassing. We unlock a cannonball here. Good progression, good progression. And as you can see, we defeated another wave, so we move along the map. Even though I lost, it still gives you progress, though. We skip here, get ahead again. We unlock this axe. So right here, I'll show you guys how to make the axe. And then after we're done learning this, I just couldn't be bothered to show you guys everything, because it's the same process. You smelt, you do a little something, you drop handles and stuff, and then you're done for every weapon. So I'll show you guys how to make this, and then we'll get some real progression going. So for the axe, you want to pour it in the mold after you smelt it. Here's the difference. You got to line it up with these outlines. So the outlines aren't there forever, but what I do is that second little hole, I line it up with like the flat part of that, right above it, the thing that holds it to the actual like stake, I guess. And then for the pointed tip, I didn't actually know this until my sister told me, because she was also playing the game recently. That's kind of why I got back into it. But that little tip, I always had it, like, thinking I had it perfect, and I'd get, like, points deducted on crafting, or whatever it's called, because the point wasn't actually, like, 1 pixel off the top of the axe. You can technically have it floating above the axe, and that's how you do it. But here's all that progression I was talking about. I couldn't be bothered to show you guys all of it, so we're going to skip through all of this, showing you guys that I did unlock it all. We got the round shield, falchion, I don't know how to say that, but I got all the swords there. That's a different spear. Spears are like the worst weapon in the game. They're just not cool. But here, I've decided to show you guys how long 1 round takes. So this is 2 times speed. This is a little further into the game, and as you can see on the left, instead of versing 3 or 4 enemies, I'm now versing, how many is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 or 9. I couldn't be bothered to count. The screen's too far away. But now I'm versing that many enemies. So here, I've just decided to show you guys how long it took. 2 times speed. Just so you guys can get an idea of how long this took and how boring and monotonous it was. See, for the mace, you smelt it, put everything through it, and then the only difference is you drop handles and everything. The construction, you put the spikes on. That's literally the only difference. Also, this flame fanning thing was so goddamn annoying. I had to do that so much, so many times, just over and over and over. Oh my god, my hand was like hurting. But shields, easiest thing in the game to make. I love those with guys. But yeah, this is me showing you guys how long it takes each round. This is 2 times speed, and I think it was originally 7 minutes, I think. And at 2 times speed, it's now 350. So let's say there's 7 minutes a day-ish. And I think I did like 30-something days. I know it took like 6 hours, but it took way too long, and it was so monotonous. But here, as you can see, I just drag and drop stuff so quickly because I just don't care anymore. This was already so far into the game that I just couldn't be bothered. So here I fan everything, and then I just try to make it as fast as I can to get through the game. Because I didn't lose any battles after those first few. It was really hard to lose. Like, even though some would be close, my guys would always just, like, power through. That one, 100% across the board, what can I say? I am just the best at JackSmith. Oh, I did go compare my time to the world records. I went to speedrun.com. I didn't actually submit mine because that looked like a lot of work. But I'm number 7 in the world. Mainly because there are only 6 records now submitted. So, but I'm number 7 in the world at JackSmith if I submitted my run. So I'm just saying, you guys should take notes. If you're gonna play this game, I'm the one you want to talk to about it, because I'm just the best. Here we're making another mace. But yeah, this is where, like, how long each round would take after this, because we had to make 6 weapons, and for the rest of every single battle, I could only get to make 6 weapons. It was just the most you would get to make. But, so each round took me about this long every time. As you can see, we finished. Time bonus of 54, not bad. I barely spent those, though, because I just got so many materials from beating the guys. And now this is how long battle would take. I have 4 cannonballs unlocked now, so I just use the keyboard, because otherwise this is just a mouse game, and that got kind of annoying. Like, my left hand was doing literally nothing that whole time, so I just decided I'd use the keyboard for it. And you have to beat like 10 enemies, and you just sit here collecting stuff, hoping your guys don't die. Also, that number 3 ball, the medicine ball or whatever it's called, the most clutch thing I've ever seen in like any game. If they're gonna throw like a best support thing on a tier list, bro, you gotta throw that number 3 ball. That heal ball is the only thing that gets you through this late game. It just heals all your guys just a little bit, but if you spam it the whole time, like every time you can use it, it genuinely helps so much. I love it. But with that day done, we're gonna get some quick progression here, show you guys all the extra stuff. I get that dragon axe is pretty cool. The box shield I don't care about. The moonblade also looks dope, but it's one of the spears, and it's a pain in the ass to make. Like, the hammering it sucks. But here we are. That is Dudley the magic rat. So I'm going to speed through this crafting a little bit, 1.5 times speed, but this was the furthest I've ever gotten in the game, like, by far. And now that I saw Dudley, and on the left there you can see only one enemy, I was getting nervous here. I was so happy, because this was such a late night. It was like 3 o'clock or something when I was recording this. I was, like, done. But it was so much, like, excitement, because I've never been here. I didn't even know Dudley was a thing. Since I always skip the intro, I had no clue there was like actual lore to this game. I was so shocked. This is also my first time making the spiked mace somehow, but I do remember that. I was like, what the hell is this? I thought it was a weapon just for Dudley, but then I realized it was just one of the other maces. But here I just speed through all of this because I'm just waiting for the battle. I'm like, I just want to get this game done. I want to get the video out. But most of all, I want to see what the end is like. Because I've played this game my whole life, not knowing what comes next. So, we forge all our weapons here. You would think, knowing it's the final battle, I would forge my weapons better. But, no, I don't. And a spoiler, that almost bites me in the ass. Like, I was forging these weapons really quickly, just trying to get it done, because I was just so done, like, time-wise and night. I was gassed, man. But, you would think I would take more time. I didn't. And when I was fighting Dudley, not to spoil anything too much, but I was worried my guys were gonna die, especially the ones I crafted really bad. But, no spoilers, but I did beat him first try, because I'm just like that. I am genuinely just built different. Dragon axe time. This axe also looks dope. JackSmith is such a fun game for the first couple rounds, and you're like, damn, I'm so invested. But once you're like 3 hours deep, you just could not care anymore. But it's still such a cool game, and I'm glad there was actual lore to it. It's just, ugh, it took so long. But that's another thing. Games these days don't, like, take a while to, like, beat. I feel like they now appeal to, like, the short attention span kind of thing. Like, games like Elden Ring, I think, are so cool now, because in this, like, world of games that give you, like, short-term satisfaction, like, you don't have to really grind for anything. It's not, like, monotonous at all or whatever. Elden Ring, like, those Souls-type games, and, like, Getting Over It are games you have to grind for, and it takes hours, and you actually have to put in real work. And I feel like that feeling is just so satisfying of actually putting in work that a lot of games these days don't have. Like, a lot of games back in the day, I feel like were genuinely more difficult, or at least required you to put in more work, which was really rewarding when you could pull it off. But games nowadays are all super fast-paced and not that rewarding, honestly. So, I was kind of glad I did this, even though it was a real pain in the ass. It felt really good getting to this point. I clearly, as you can see with those handles and all the goods, I didn't care anymore, but I was excited to be there. And games those days don't really give you that feeling of, like, putting in work and then being excited for an outcome. even though it's just a game, I was like, I felt anticipation. Like, I didn't know what was gonna happen, and I didn't know like what was coming next story wise, but I was still excited to see. And I've never, like, not never, obviously, but I don't get that feeling from games nowadays too much, which is why I loved Flash so much, because it had so many different games with so much different charm. But we'll slow back down the footage now for the final battle here against Dudley, now that I've finished creating all my weapons that'll carry me to the princess. This gorgeous little ting, bro. Everyone says she's the best in the land, so I'm excited to see what I get a kiss, because obviously I kiss the princess. But Dudley, that little rat up there, sitting on the dragon, he's the one who was masterminding this whole army, which I find hard to believe. Some little rat in a wizard cloak can command big-ass dragons? Look at that guy. That water dragon is freaking dope. But no, he gets commanded by a rat. Literally Ratatouille, but for dragons. Just crazy to me. But I was going through this fight, something I've never seen before, and I was genuinely, like, looking at these dragons, like, these guys are hella cool. Like, I was playing Elden Ring, and I swear to God, I looked at these dragons and thought they were cooler than goddamn Placidusax when I played that game. Just because all the bosses, or all the different enemies in this game were all so boring, and the exact same copy-paste thing. I saw these dudes and I was literally excited to be fighting something different. It felt like a cool battle. But this was about the point that I got a little worried for my dudes. I know there's only 3 dragons left, but some of my weapons were looking up pretty low on durability. And I was like, oh shit, I might lose this battle. Dudley might have me in a chokehold here. But don't worry, champ. We pulled through. We're just like that. So I'm spamming every single ball I can, hoping that they, you know, increase my damage. Here, I got, like, nervous and opened something. I don't even know what happened. And then I was, like, freaking out. I might throw in the original audio because it was kind of funny. I was, like, freaking out because I did decide to turn my mic on just for this final bit because I was like, shook. But we use ice on this final dragon and absolutely smoke his ass. So there we go. Defeat Dudley and rescue the princess. We've finally done it. JackSmith has completed his mission. JackSmith, you have proven yourself to be a very talented and brave donkey. Oh, donkey, that's what I am. My family is sincerely thankful for your hand in bringing Princess Lilana back to Plumpfeather Castle. I don't know if that's her name. I just said that. Along with your cash reward, we will also bestow on you a most prized possession. A single kiss from the beautiful Princess Lilana. Oh, I can't wait to kiss this absolute... Oh, she's a bombshell. Yo, 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 pause, 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 pause. Yeah, that's a little... No, pause, dude. Go back. No. I lost hours of my life for that. To kiss an ugly motherfucking... I'm shocked. Your mission is complete, but your journey has just begun. More adventures? No, there are no more adventures. I know I haven't completely beat the game, but I'm never going back. That was 6 hours of my life to kiss that ugly thing? Nah. I'm glad I got to see the end of the game, but God be damned, I ain't never doing that again. JackSmith is never getting played by me again. It was a fun one-time playthrough. Nuh-uh-uh. I ain't doing that. Maybe if this video can get about 150 likes. My most viewed video is 150. If this video can get 150 likes, I'll go and play JackSmith to completion. But that ain't happening. But also, if you like this video, subscribe. I'll be making more. Trust me, it's really fun and I like doing it. And give me a comment down below. Tell me if you're going to play JackSmith, what you think to mine. If you've never seen the ending before, what you think about it. This was me looking at the end of JackSmith because I didn't fully know where the end was. I wasn't sure if I had fully completed JackSmith. So this is me just a quick search on the internet trying to figure it out. And I found this guy's video and he ended it where I did. And I went, yeah, I'm done then. Because I saw that it kept going and I was shook. I was like, what the fuck? There's no way this can keep going. I'm so done. Please don't make me continue. But thank God that guy's video ended there, so I'm ending it here. We are not playing JackSmith again unless this gets 150 likes. Other than that, have a great day, guys. Enjoy me playing JackSmith for way too long. And, I don't know what else. Just, think about something today. Do something mindful, you know? Like high five someone random or some dumb shit like that. But other than that, this was JackSmith, and I'll see you guys in the next one.